Of course, I'm live before I put the camera back. Oh, of course. Oh, guys. Hey. Good to see everybody. Welcome to live chat. So, yeah, yesterday I crossed my legs and destroyed my setup. So, hopefully, everything's good today. I want to say a special shout out to Samantha. Happy birthday. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I overslept. This is what I look like waking up. So, happy birthday to Samantha. And we're going to talk about something kind of important. Why does a narcissist ruin holidays, birthdays, and trying to understand this narcissistic person? Um, Sometimes it brings them back to their actual childhood. Maybe they had a poor upbringing where nobody really celebrated their birthday, didn't make them really special. And also to the stress of, trying to get the right gift. Are they going to be appreciated? Um, and just in general, they just don't want to take the time. Oh, I left my that's my Dixie TV. Dixie TV is open today. So I got a couple people in the chat room. I usually have that closed, but you can see Dixie's enjoying that with the little shades open. John is here. Happy birthday to Samantha. Hey, man, I want to close that. um, but good to have you. And Samantha is here. Samantha, can you let us know how your day was? Did your person take some time for you? Because that's the thing is it's a celebration of your life. Happy birthday, Samantha. So definitely know that you're special, whether or not your person celebrated it with you or without you. It's not about you. It's about something that's going on in them internally, whether it's jealousy or, some people need routine, that it breaks up the routine. And it's interesting how they can break up the routine when it relates to them. I keep bringing up how it relates to the kids at school that I teach, just the mentality, the short attention span, the need to be heard. Um, it's very interesting because I'm trying to, wrap my mind around it too, how somebody can say they love you, but be so cold at times. You have children who are like, "I hate you." They don't really hate you. They don't even process some of the words that they say, but it's their way of exerting dominance, or to try to control the situation. I did a lot of interesting research on, how to get your ex back or how to manipulate people. It's really interesting. Absolutely everything you hear is narcissistic. Um, so that's why, sometimes it seems like the narcissist wins because they use all these manipulation tactics naturally. We're going to get into that a little bit. John says, how old are you today, Sam? I hope you had a good time. John says, my narcissist didn't interfere with my past birthday, thank God. Yeah, sometimes they remember it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they interfere, sometimes they don't. They're very unpredictable. So it's really hard to get concrete answers. Is our person a narcissist? And sometimes they will take that opportunity if they want to get back into your life. They'll remember that birthday and they'll reach out because it's common for friends to reach out to you on your birthday. Samantha says, thanks, John. I'm 32. I'm 32 also, plus 20. So happy birthday, Samantha. What a beautiful age. Beautiful age. And you're a beautiful woman. Um, and it's during the hard times that we have to build ourselves up and just realize that we are worth something. We don't need external validation. Sometimes when we're a little down and out, it's great to have outside sources of people who can kind of be there for us. I needed a little pick me up to myself today. Been exhausted, so try not to get yourself too tired. I definitely made that mistake. I was dragging today. Today was a very long day, even though it was a half day. But I took, I don't know, 4 or 5 hour nap. Sorry, guys, I am a little bit late. So hopefully the rest of you guys will join us. I was supposed to go on about 25 minutes ago. But Samantha says, "Oh, I appreciate you so very much, Cynthia. It makes me feel so special." And that's the thing, we have to pick and choose who the people who are going to be there for us. And yeah, definitely, Samantha, happy birthday. there are people who want to celebrate it with you. So, Samantha, we're still going to do a live Zoom. I'll do like a little birthday celebration. So, when we start having more people joining us, I know you were waiting for Dog Defender, Horseman, and probably a couple others to kind of log in so we can get a little birthday celebration going. I would love to do that for you. Maybe we'll start doing that for some of the regular people too. But both of you have been really good supporters, and that helps me too. I'm a survivor just like you guys. You have your good days, your bad days, and looking back on our own lives, we can see some mistakes we've made, and you know, um, change, for the better. But does our narcissist do that? Samantha says that's fine. You don't have to be on at a particular time. Anytime you're on, we'll find you. So awesome. John says, I was tired myself today. I was working into late hours on my projects. I finally got the last mantis suit attachment finished. Pretty much. John, go ahead and post how we can find you. You did a beautiful tribute. I couldn't find it. So I know you were a little bit bummed that you didn't have too many views. I couldn't find it. Usually I just type in, and that's what I told them, type in your name, John Moran, and tribute, and they could find it. John was really sweet for our survivors out there, made a special little video for each and every one of you. Samantha says, I had a hard time waking up this morning. Was so tired. I did the dumbest thing. It was every 5 minutes. I'm dumb. I don't set it for every 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah, every 5 minutes for like an hour. And I was late to work and came home, took a nap, and overslept for my live chat. You guys are so sweet. Calibri, thank you. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Glad you're here. Hi from Seattle. Happy Friday to all. So yeah, I'm still waking up. But yes, happy Friday. It's Friday the 13th. So did you guys have a good day on Friday the 13th? Mine went okay. Mine went okay. The kids were actually on task for the most part. I had mostly kindergartners today, and sometimes they can be a handful. They were pretty good. It's kind of nice, but it was a half a day. So, um, oh crap. I have to answer this. Uh, it's under the title Hey Calibri. That's that's the title of you gotta what did I miss? Samantha sends lots of love. John, what do you mean? Under the for your tribute? Under the title. You just rewrite it. It's under the title. What title? So yeah, we'd love to have your chat or tribute though. But having the right kind of people. John says, sorry, let me check. Okay. Yeah. So definitely check. Let us know what that link is. Just the title is good. That should, if we type it with your name, sometimes things, it's kind of a bummer on YouTube. Sometimes things are hard to find. Sometimes some of my videos, I've done over 1,000 hours worth of work, and some get seen, some don't. Sometimes things get lost in the algorithm. So we got to kind of figure it out. The title is To All the Soul Survivors Out There. So if you type in To All the Soul Survivors Out There or add John Moran, Moran, you should be able to find it. So yeah, John, I've been looking for it. So we always definitely appreciate all the little extras that we do. So that's what's so nice about this community is extra little bonuses that we get. And I know a lot of you have been real supportive to where you're looking forward to our live chats. So that's why I'm not still sleeping now because I want to be there for you guys because I enjoy them too. Sometimes it's hard during the day. Like, what's my day going to be like? Normally, I like to like schedule things. I'm where it's like I get home at 4, feed the dog, let her out, and I like to just log on. But trying to be somewhat consistent. Consistency too in a relationship is important, something you can count on. And, I don't know, Samantha, I hope you had a good day today because, over time we start accepting things too that, we're just not gonna have a special birthday with that person. And that's okay if we can accept that that's just the way it is. We can maybe ask to change it, but I don't want it reflecting on how you feel about yourself, that you weren't worth it, because you are worth it. And we need to make sure that we give ourselves some internal validation. Lily says, hi to all and happy birthday to Sam. So, yeah, Sam, you got bunch of people looking forward to today to celebrate your birthday. Lily, I got the Dixie TV open. She's sitting there watching her little TV, the window. So, yeah, I even think about my dog's mental health where she's inside most of the day, so she needs her little break. Look at her. She's just out there protecting me, protecting me from nothing. Calibri says, we had these two narcs in our old gentleman's group. They set up a Thanksgiving dinner 3 years ago. Last minute, they backed out. They're the ones that set it up, get people looking forward to it. They love to get the supplies they would harbor from hurt feelings. And this is the thing. Now, I'm not saying your persons didn't do that. Sometimes people do have good intentions, and um, it's just not feasible. They thought they would have enough money to do it, but there's times that they don't look ahead. They really should plan ahead, that they have enough money or a location secured before they get people's hopes up. Um, yeah, that's hard. How did that go down though? Um, and it's the last, and they had it set up for a while. That's what hurt me with my first one, is we were supposed to get married. We were engaged over a year. Had my bridal shower and then he backs out, So it's not just, a week or two goes by. It's like you're ready for it, and looking forward to it and telling everybody about it, and your whole existence is gone. Uh we have a couple of these controlling types in our group. That makes it hard. There is a high prevalence of narcissism. People love to take control. And Kalibi says people were disappointed. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is we have to take that kind of stuff seriously, especially around the holidays, because like the highest amount of people that go into like the ER are is around Christmas. And that can be either because the younger generation wants to kind of take a little break, have mom and dad admitted for a day or two, so they can go out of town. Or some people are really depressed during those times. And if somebody's really looking forward where they have no family and it's like, okay, I have a place to go. And to take that away from them can lead to extreme devastation. It's not just a canceled dinner, it's deep for some people. Uh, Samantha says, lots of love, Lily. Thank you. Kalibi um, says people were disappointed in that. Samantha, oh gosh, he threw a fit today. You haven't said he's thrown a fit. You said I've had some bad days. So today, on the birthday, it's Samantha's birthday. He threw a fit today. I expected it, and that's the thing. They're predictable. I didn't expect anything from him. I just enjoy my babies. And that's the thing. Like, um, you have a bonus. Even though times have been tough, you got those three beautiful kids. So that's something that can kind of give you some peace, that out of all this craziness, you have something beautiful that came of it. And John says that girl went for a walk with me this past summer to Port Ewan. Uh, I believe that's how it says. And we made plans to go to the local park, but she kept coming up with excuses and kept putting it off. Yeah, usually if somebody's in love with you, they're like, oh, let's go. And they're like, I mean, we do have obligations, and that's where it gets so confusing, to where we cut people slack because we're like, okay, maybe they have obligations, or, their furnace went out and have to make sure they get heat back on. But a lot of them will be like, "Yeah, I'd love to do that," and we look forward to it, and then, it's put off and put off and put off, and we're like, "Okay, this is more than just, um, a coincidence," that either she didn't wanna isn't the type that likes to go for a walk, which is fine. It it, let us know that. And if she doesn't want to, just let us know that too. It's just a breakdown in communication and it'll drive you crazy. Um, Kalibi says, now they seem to avoid me because they realize that I know what they are. Yep. Yep. That's when some people would have looked at that as a discard, but since you're not so emotionally invested in it, Kalibi, you see it a little bit closer. It's like, yep, they just know what's up. And I'm glad you're not really taking it personally, to where you're unworthy, that you're not likable. And that's where our emotional attachment um, kind of changes like how we feel about the thing. And who's gonna be the first one to give me that thumbs up, helping me with my algorithm? You guys are slacking, but that's okay. I overslept. I'm slacking too. Samantha says, did inquire to Women's Center for Resources to get legal help. Good for you. So yeah, you're kind of realizing that, you know, it's doing more damage than good than staying. They said, sorry, we are only for pregnancy related things. Will get knocked up. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. So you will continue to look for hopefully free legal advice on how to proceed in a proper way. Um, yeah, that's the thing. Whew, uh, I don't want money being in the way for you, Samantha. Um, if he would agree to certain things, there are times, you got the 3 babies, so that's probably gonna make, a little bit of a fight. How do you feel he would be with the custody or, housing arrangements? Do you think he's gonna fight that tooth and nail? I know you haven't been working because 'cause you're a stay-at-home mom, also homeschool. Calibri says, "I'm approaching this issue with them with an educated perspective. I don't buy their antics any longer." Yeah, educated, and that's why, I've spent so much time, myself researching for my own healing, also just common interest, but, and I've said this from the beginning, the more knowledge. Oh, somebody gave me a thumbs up. You guys are my hero. You get an A plus from the teacher. I appreciate that. But education, I have said this countless times, is through knowledge. It's going to let us heal. It's going to take away the feeling of doom and gloom uh, that we were stupid, or how could we have missed it, or we're the only one in the world that has gone through some things like this. I've seen so many posts where oh, somebody else, yay, I feel like it's my birthday. Thanks for the thumbs up. But uh I lost my train of thought. But definitely through education is really important. I've seen so many times, what was I going to say? That's where I was. People saying, I didn't know what this was. I didn't know what narcissistic abuse was. And we get blindsided because we don't realize that. Some of us have had more sheltered upbringings, more privileged upbringings, and we didn't even know this kind of abuse existed. The covert narcissist, those are the ones that covert, covered, I kind of relate it that way. Overt, over the top, those are your grandiose. But the covert ones, those can be extremely dangerous because you don't see it. Just again today, I told you about that boy and girl. She was like, "Can I sit next to him today?" And it's so weird that they scream and hate each other. Like they scream. If you can imagine, um, you know, old old world couple just screaming into each other's face, and I don't want people getting mad at me for saying it that way, just trying to paint a picture of uh some cultures are more boisterous and outspoken, and just screaming at each other like this old school couple just screaming at each other. And then they're like, "Can I just sit next to them, please?" And that's kind of why the narcissists, when they come back like nothing happened. It's like I can't figure out. Like just like us trying to figure out our person. Do they love us? Do they hate us? Those two kids love to spend time together. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's heated. Another thing I saw too is how Toxic relationships can last a long time. I went into that manipulation stuff that we can talk about. The narcissist, it just comes natural. And it's, you know, interesting. We'll talk about that in a second. Um, So Samantha, keep us posted on that. Yeah, some of the people will help only pregnant people, but there's hopefully some help out there. John says another thing is I always celebrate my pet's birthdays, and she didn't acknowledge that either. And one thing about that, John, is some people are more into pets than others. You can even just see with the abortion debate. Some people think a fetus is a living birth, and others are like, no, it's not. Or a live human. I think you know what I mean. So there are people with different perspectives, and some people just aren't into celebrating pet birthdays. But if she truly understood you, she would see at least it's important to you. I know um, my friend growing up, one of my very close friends, she was into her rats. And I think you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of a rat. I do know they're living lives, but she was really upset. She's like, if you ever want to see him again, you have to come over because he's dying right now. And, uh, it's sad for her. So I went over there for emotional support for her. Whether I understood it or not, I knew she was upset because she was crying. So that's where the love comes in. You see what the other person um, is going through. So she could have been more supportive, John. Yeah. And, just enjoyed a nice meal, celebrated the birthdays of the pets. But, um, and that's where relationships get hard. We have all different perspectives, but it would have been nice if she did that for you, John, because your pets are super, super important to you. And I know my neighbor too. He actually quit his job. He had a raccoon, wild raccoon from birth, and ended up passing away, and it was just too much for him. He ended up quitting his job. So some people, it is their support animal, um, or just a loving animal. There's my Dixie Doo sleeping sleeping away. So big hugs to you, John. Uh, Samantha says, so I will continue to look for hopefully free legal advice on how to proceed in a proper way. If anybody knows of any resources for uh, a married couple splitting up, where there's some resources for a woman with children, especially young children, that would be fantastic. Was it your aunt? Not your sister. I think it was your aunt that was helping you. One of the things to look for is housing. They do have housing for people like you. If you wanna do that, though at least contact those people. Even if you don't wanna stay there, they probably have some resources, and JG is in the room. Hello, hello, JG. Thanks for joining us. It is Samantha's birthday today. Kalibi says, "I'm approaching this issue with them." Uh, yeah, just don't buy their antics anymore, Calibri, because once they run out of tools, it's, JG says, "Happy Thanksgiving, Sam." So we were talking about Thanksgiving, how that one, I think Calibri was talking about Thanksgiving. Little early, little late, I don't know. But at least Sam, JG was saying happy Thanksgiving to you. Thankful that I'm giving you this live chat tonight to celebrate your birthday. So JG. Uh, and Kaliwi says, and I don't voluntarily offer the knowledge on what narcissists are. They have to do a discovery themselves. That's the thing, Kaliwi. Good point. Is, if we sit there and say, you're a narcissist, you're not listening to me, you're a narcissist, you're twisting things, you're a narcissist, um, it, it sets them all either into a rage, or they shut down. Just like I keep telling everyone, it's like talking to a child. They don't process it the same way, and then they'll get offended and feel like we don't like them. If we don't like them, all communication is shut down. They'll take it as an attack, or we're crazy. Um, Samantha, oh, Lily says, how? Ohio. Ohio. The way I say it, Ohio law, you can Google for divorces and probably a community property state. Are you saying that you think Ohio is a community property state? Yeah, different states are different. Samantha says, I've been looking into becoming a medical transcriptionist or medical coding so I can work from home with my children. I actually did medical billing, um, and it was a lot of work. You have to know certain codes, things like that. It can be done. Um, I have one late where you gotta, it depends if you go through a company, it can be done. Medical transcriptionist, I'd be careful on that. I'm not exactly sure how how that would turn out for you because we have a lot of voice to text things now too. Now, granted, they're not super good, but I know with when I was in nursing school, one little mistake on medication, if you did an I instead of an E, can be a huge difference on the health of somebody. Can be deadly if it's spelled the wrong way. So be careful on that. Medical coding, you could work from home. When I did it, I had buy low pharmacy, if you know that. That's not in my area, but we had to close the deal and get faxes sent to us, and then you have to wait for the insurance. We did a lot of Medicaid stuff. Um, I kind of enjoyed it, but I don't remember making much money from it. I had to buy software. It was like, this was back, gosh, 25 years, 25, 30 years, but it was like $1,500 for the software. And that was so I could do it on my own. I kinda, like, purchased a program through a lady, Michelle, I wanna say Johnson, I can't remember her last name, out in Carrollton, Texas. It's probably not Johnson. What is her last name? Michelle somebody. Um, but it can be done. It can be done. So, Louise says Travis Scott. What's up to a Travis Scott now, Louise? Lily says, "Today was a great day, now in for Friday the 13th." Friday the 13th, months back, a lady ran a stop sign and creamed into your door in the Target parking lot. Oh, of course, on Friday the 13th. Oh my gosh, Lily. Samantha says, I've talked with him saying, let's separate. And because I'm not going to be talked to like that. And it's the cycle of, no, I'm staying. You need to be a better woman. See, that's the thing though, is whether you do or don't, he's not listening to what you say. You know, it's all on you. It's all on you. And I think you're doing a good job, Sam. I don't think he's not taking accountability for himself. He's turning it on you. Um, it is ridiculous, you know. Uh, you have such a big heart. You have such a big heart. Um, Yeah, he doesn't address when you say, "I'm not gonna be talked to like that." He changes the subject. That's the thing that starts driving you crazy. They it'd be helpful if they talk about the subject at hand. Okay, I won't talk to you like that, but this is what I have a problem with, or whatever, but oh, that's hard. Let me scroll up, I think Travis Scott. So Lily says, right, not really need for medical transcripts because doctors or their physician's assistant type it in the tablet. Coding is good if you want a year or more of school. Need certifications to do now. Okay, so like I said, it was like 25 years ago. You probably need a certification to cover your butt because, like I said, one little wrong vowel or letter can be a whole different medicine. Um, and there's little different codes that you need to know. Um, yeah, it's with the advance of technology. Even if it's good now, transcriptionists I don't see as doing as good. But there are a lot of remote jobs. I just I think. Air tutor if you guys want some help. English, I did English as a second language. This I think is just tutoring in general. I don't know if you need a degree. 45 bucks an hour, so I'm looking into that. Maybe some summer work. I've been working through Out School if you want help with that, where you can teach anything. Disclaimer, I get $200 a recruit, not necessarily trying to recruit you, but it's brought me in some money. Samantha says Ohio is a 50-50 state, but because I have nothing, I've read it would be done differently to assist my situation because I have children and no vocational training. If it's a 50-50 state, it's usually what is brought into or what is created during the marriage. So if he has like a family farm, that's not yours. But if you guys were both in apartments and you both, you know, get married and move into, let's just call it a mansion. It can be any kind of house, trailer, whatever. But you get this mansion post marriage, then that's going to be split. It should be that way that you can prove that you agreed to raise the children, that he said that you are allowed to stay home. When I was in law school, they had something because it's to your detriment. As far as whether it's not having the education, not having the years built up. Like my income right now, if I was a first year teacher compared to what I am now, is almost like a $25,000 difference. So you've missed out on climbing up the ladder. So they try to compensate for that. um, but it's not from money that was acquired before. It's the assets during the marriage. So Samantha said, because if you think about it, you allow him to, and I don't like the word allow, it's just the word I use, but you allow him to work by taking care of the kids. He couldn't work if nobody took care of the kids. So they try to look at all that kind of stuff too. So keep us posted. Every state is different. I'm from Michigan and went to law school in Michigan, so I don't know Ohio law. Samantha says, JG sip, man. Lily, I meant they type in iPad. So yeah, the what did I say? Did I say it wrong? Oh, did I think I just skipped it and called it a tablet. I don't know if I filled that in. Yeah, it'd been. I think I just skipped it. Thank you for the correction. Louise says, "Can you please say hi?" Oh, of course. Hi to Louise. Hi, Louise. So good to have you here. You having a good day, Louise? And that's the thing, that was awesome that Luis expressed what he was wanting. And sometimes we have to do that. But what's hard with narcissistic relationships are like, oh my gosh, like they just skip over it and they could hurt us. Sometimes we just need to be acknowledged. So good for you, Louise. Hello to you. Lily says, he got you absolutely nothing. Did he say happy birthday? That's the first time I've seen it written HB, but my mind processed it. So, Sam, did he at least, good question. Did he at least say happy birthday or give you a kiss in the morning saying, I hope you have a good day? Uh, JG is asking, is Luis a narcissist? So, I'm going to ask you why you say that. Maybe because he wanted to be acknowledged. We all have a need to be acknowledged. You know, we like that. And I believe Luis is younger. So that's part of it too. Calibri says, JG, I have a gut feeling that Luis is a narcissist. I think Luis is just young. Lily, he's Travis Scott. He likes us talking about. Sam says hi to Luis, and see that's the thing. Samantha is picking up on sometimes people. Oh, Luis is sorry. No, don't say sorry. You did nothing wrong. It's okay to wonder if people are noticing you. And what's going to help you? I think you are young. Is to say hi to people and see how they respond to you. I know I just said Travis Scott earlier. Sometimes people make mistakes, so it's okay to say, "Hey, I just wanted to say hi," and to everyone, and then people will say hi back. But there's times, that's okay. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Um, so Samantha was saying hi. JJ, who asked for highs? Come on, Louise. And so at least Louise is saying sorry. But JG, sometimes people need that. You are all in different areas of life, um and it's interesting too, the twists and turns of life kind of mold us. So because of this interaction, Louise might not say it again, you know. Um we learn through life. But I don't know. Yeah, I think he's the one that's 12. So he's not a narcissist, but we talked about how the narcissist is a little bit younger emotionally. And this is one thing that I'm saying. It's very similar. So as we get older, we learn the different things in society. Where I saw something too, that we're gonna pretty much have the happiest life when we realize we should strive to be normal, instead of strive to be the top. I just think I kind of don't like that. We should, I think, still achieve our greatest potential. But Lily says, in between moving and waiting to take court reporting boards. Ooh, I was a medical transcriber in an ER. Not my thing. Almost puked by the stuff I saw. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I saw the inside of a penis. I saw a head cut off and cut in half where teachers like palming it. This is a mandible. And I know with yeah, I grew up in a medical family, and just the stuff that's happened to me. There's some crazy stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I asked a, EMS driver, "What's the craziest thing that you've seen?" And I bet Lily, good for you, let me ask you this, though, did you get hardened because of it, or not? Because, my sister's able to, uh still be the most sweetest maternal woman that I know, even more than me. And she's has like the best bedside manner, but she sees stuff like she's stitching up people and pulling crap out. And Louise says, and if I am Travis Scott. Lily says, JG, he's the one that's 12, I think. Samantha says, whatever I do, it needs to be flexible hours because the kids need me. That's what has me kind of freaking out. And I'm going to find a job that pays enough and flexible enough to let me take care of the kids. And there will be some things that you might need to think about. Daycare or having the kids go to regular school. How do you feel about that? Um, It gets harder as the kids get older with the new math. And I don't think, Samantha, when you were growing up, did you do the new math? It's mind blowing. My mind has the hardest time with it. Um, Samantha says, yes, you're right, Cynthia. Thank you. Uh, oh, JG, 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 better be sorry, Louise. Louise is 12. Be nice. Have some compassion, JG. JG, go to the timeout. You're in timeout for 1 minute. um, I think it's just Lewis. And that's the thing. Is it Lewis? No, it's Louise. It's Louise, not Lewis. I don't, because it's Rodriguez. Luis, am I saying your name the right way? Please let me know. Luis, E, or L- Lewis, Lewis. I think it's Luis because he has like a Spanish kind of last name too. I think it's Luis. So I think I'm right this time. But correct me. Let me know, Luis, if I'm saying your name the right way. I, I, all the little clues. It could be Lewis. Um, I always get that name. I have a hard time with that name. Because I think I grew up around where I saw it spelled that way, and somebody Louis and Louis, and I think they pronounced it Louis, but it was Luis, and it was just confusing. Uh, JG is saying, "Let's behave today." I'll just read it that way. Samantha says, "We notice you, my friend Louise. Glad to see you." Bro, I'm leaving. Y'all are so rude. And that's the thing. It's okay. If people are being rude to you, it is okay to leave. So big hugs to you. And that's the thing. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve it. Um, you know, uh, he is a little bit younger, and we could handle it different. That's going to affect him tonight. It's going to affect him how we talked. So Luis, I'm sending you a big hug, and smart. If people aren't going to treat you the right way, I want to treat you the right way. This is a public forum, so who names their YouTube channel JG? And see here, you can kind of see that you get some backlash. Like people are trying to regulate their feelings, and I think he was just trying to join in. He did say it the wrong way. He should have said, hi to everybody. He was wanting to be acknowledged. So, uh, Samantha says, "We notice you, my friend. Luis, glad to see you." So sorry if you're still there. Calibri, sounds like baiting to me. And you, gun by an arc. There could be baiting. There's definitely. Lily, in a court reporting, yes, but sad cases like rape of a 5-month pregnant woman, sicko jumped in her car at a gas station, and wrongful death cases, of course, bothered me. Um, yeah, there's a lot of that stuff, and I had that in law school. When I was in nursing school, I didn't see all that much, but yeah, the wrongful death stuff can be terrible. Um, So how do you guys know who leaves? I just have a list of the number of people in chat, and it doesn't always match up. That so I don't think he left because Lily he just posted something. Maybe it was somebody else who left. So Luis, uh, it's it's you guys going back and forth. That's the mindset in early childhood. Or mid childhood. They're going back and forth. Samantha says, "I did not. I was homeschooled as well." Yeah. The new math, be prepared if you're going to teach it. Did old fashioned math with my grandpa, who was brilliant, with numbers and math. Math is not my strong suit, though. Twins, just not my fave. Twins. Louise says, "Do I look like a hater to you? You were like 1 decade older than me. I bet you have like 10 kids." I wish I had 10 kids. I wouldn't say that's, um, for me, that wouldn't be an insult. That would be, and if it's only 10 years older. Calibri baiting us and the blame game of us being rude. I just think he's young, but you're right. You're right. Yeah, it is kind of that baiting game. You can see he's trying to exert some dominance. You can see he's trying to shift it in a different direction. You're right, Calibri. Lily, Sam, with child support and help from the state, you might not have to work. You can't put a million things in the hat. Concentrate on one thing. I think you'll be taken care of with child support. I don't know how much he makes. If he only makes like 30,000, there's only so much he can give. If he makes 70,000, she should be pretty good with trying to figure things out. It depends on how much he makes. Uh, and you gotta be careful too. Sometimes they'll quit their job, you know. Lily said, but she should be taken care of to where it's doable. JG says you can't have kids bad skiing accident. So I don't know if you're telling the truth. If you are, then my condolences. That's can be hard if you wanted kids, and if not, that's a good comeback. John said, "Ooh, John, you're still here. I'm so glad that you Pop back in, guys and girls working on project and having a mechanical problem with the right four-leg mechanism. Oh no, you'll solve it. You'll solve it. Sometimes just take a little breather, clear your head. Samantha says, I can't see who's on in particular who leaves or joins only numbers. Thank you for telling me that because I can't see it. Lily, it's hard because it's all in my head at once. And that's that mental energy. We got to separate it. Fight, choose your battles. Choose your battles. You can only do one thing at a time and make sure housing is secured. Make sure food. Oh my goodness, JG. Lily says, yes, overwhelming. I understand. And it does get overwhelming. That's why we do have to choose our battles and trust trust the system will be there for you. You know, keep your court records and um, yeah, you'll be happier though. You will be happier because his comeback isn't coming from a desire for change. He might desire for you to change, but if he doesn't change as well, it's not gonna help you change. You know, JG says this is gold. You're so silly, um, you guys. But you know, once that devaluation happens, it's real hard to get back because of the way we communicate it. Our hope is like, hey, what can we do about it? And then they're just going to be like, this, you're looking at me like I'm a failure and you want me to change things. They start getting more of what they want their way, or uh, they just want you to see the blame is all on you and it just falls apart. Um, so JG says, Luis, you won. He's shook. So, um, no more Luis, JG. You guys remind me of those two kids in school. Lily says, what is gold? Kind of like golden. This is beautiful. This is, I don't even know how to describe it. Uh, just like, I don't know how to describe it. Priceless. Like, this little argument is priceless, and I think he means it sarcastically. Uh, but with you guys, with the birthdays and celebrations, did you guys have some struggles with your person? Because it's really interesting on the energy. JG's asking Lily, how are you? So that's nice. Um, and um, we need our energy levels to be in the right balance. And that's why sometimes it gets overwhelming. I am interested with the kids that are at school with the medications that some of them take. It's kind of seems pretty high with the kids that are medicated for ADHD or other kind of things. We have some aggressive kids, and it's the things that are going on in their brain. Uh, and Lily says, good. And you? Um, but sometimes the brain needs to be sped up or settled down, and it's that energy field. And I told you too about the 3 extra millimeters of energy around our heart when we're complete and whole. It's when the energy is off, uh, the narcissist takes too much from us. And that's why when I say when you give, it's nice to get back. It replenishes your battery. And over time, they're just taking and taking and taking. And when we ask to just have that communication, that back and forth, they don't realize how depleted we are. And don't wanna give up on that energy, but what they don't realize is it's like they get it back, um, and it can, increase, but it's just like that dopamine hit, that they need that dopamine hit, uh, but we, start going through a withdrawal because, we don't get any affirmation, uh, in the things that we need. So thanks, guys, for joining in. Feel free to hit that thumbs up if you like what you see, but Kalibi says, "Let's not allow trolls." Yeah, I'm skipping over them. I agree. Yeah, and, I'm just gonna skip over the sarcasm and all that stuff because it's not healthy anyways. So, Lily's, uh, JG's happy that you're good, Kalibi says, "So it's not about the troll. The trolls equal the narc in disguise." And that's true. Guys, I don't wanna block people, because Calibri's right. For one thing, it's Samantha's birthday today. We're here to celebrate with her, and Crazy Bear just joined, retracted his message, but I want a healthy community here. So, no sarcasm that might hurt somebody's feelings, and there are things we can overlook, you know, and it needs to be a healthy environment. Plus, I'm on here to help you guys. I can chit chat with the people that I know. I haven't called my mom. My mom's in the hospital, but I'm here to help you guys. And it's good for me too. It is good for me too. But this is like a helpful channel because I want you guys to have your needs addressed. So Nathan says hi to me, and Lily, aren't elementary kids so bad these and that's a thing. I've even asked other teachers because I'm 52. I've been teaching for quite a while. I took a period of time off, like when I was raising my kid. I did other things, had a costume business and dance studio. Um, but the kids have changed. And I've even asked other teachers who might have been teaching 15, 20 years. And then the older ones, I have one that is retiring. I'm like, is it different? And so it's not just me. My beginning schools, a lot of them were Christian schools, and smaller classes. Smaller classes makes a difference too. So it's like, is it the religious schools? But yeah, the kids are way different these days. And I want to get into doing some research on how we're always there was a YouTuber, I adore her, Kim. I can't remember her full title, but she did like a satire or whatever where the mommy is like, "Okay, sweetie, mommy wants to validate your feelings, and we'll go get some ice cream and talk about it." And in the olden days, it's like, "Shut up, I said no," whatever her little skit was. But that is what it is. We need to validate your feelings and come here. Let's have a timeout. Let's go for a walk. Would you like something to eat? Um, and are we making it worse? Time will tell. It is good to have them have choices. You can sit down over here, or you can go get some water and come back and sit over here. So they have choices. But I'll tell you what, life isn't always going to give you a choice. And are we teaching them that life always has choices when it doesn't? Uh, I don't know. Um, are we cuddling them too much? We do have a support dog. Support dog tried to, or actually did, jump out of the truck and scraped its leg bad. So I wonder too, does the support dog have some stress issues? I don't know. Uh, like, if I sub occasionally, they are so and that's the thing, they are so chatty. I was never allowed to be chatty like that. If I was, I got in trouble. I took away one kid's Chromebook. I gave it back in like 5 minutes because he wasn't disrespectful when I took it. Uh, our gym teacher is engaged to another teacher at a different school. She took away the kids' uh, I wanna say he said iPad, it might have been Chromebook, but she took it away and got written up for public humiliation. So she got in trouble. So Lily, in our school district, depending on which school, you would have gotten a public humiliation write-up about that. And, they're not following direction. Like, how do you handle it? Out in the world, there are consequences for things. And the teacher got in trouble. how is she supposed to maintain her classroom? And Lily says, big hugs, Lily. Crazy Bear, more happy, more better, more anti-narcissism. Um, yeah, and it helps us heal. The less narcissism in this world, the happier we'll be. All right, Luis, I'm about to take you out of this room. I was being very kind to you. You can't talk that way. And JG, you too. Love you guys, but you can't talk that way. Samantha says, Nathan, been waiting for you. Thank you for wishing happy birthday. Lily, parents given because they're such brats and get what they want. And I want to do a video on the generations of, you know, like when I was a teenager, they did that tough love. A lot of kids were getting kicked out of their houses, and um, it's about to Calibri. I gave a warning. I'm going to see how it goes. I gave a warning. We'll see. Okay. All right. I'm going to say it right now. I gave you a warning. If I see you doing any negativity, I will get you out of here. Lily, don't join in. uh, Cynthia, do you know? It was actually last night. It was actually last night that she died. I know it keeps saying today. I don't know why it says today. It was last night. I heard it before I went to bed, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was this morning. Um, I swear it was last night I heard it. I swear it was last night because there was something this morning. My days are kind of running into each other. I thought it was after I logged off. I know I saw it at like I woke up in the middle of the night too, and it said today, and it was like 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, you guys announced it last night. Um, yeah, 54 years old. Lisa Marie Presley died. Um, and I did a video or something about Elvis, and you know, um, this is her birthday, so I don't want to say bad things about her dad, but a lot of people just saw him as some wonderful person. And he did a lot of nice things, always giving, gave the watch off his, like a $40,000 watch to someone just because they said, oh, that's a cool watch. And he did a lot of good things, but he was also um, pretty hard on Priscilla. So I'll let today go because it's the death of her father. So I don't want to talk bad out of respect for her, but there's some issues. Also the Michael Jackson stuff. Luis, okay, I'm not going to keep. Guys, I don't want to kick you out. If I see it again, I am kicking you out because I can't sit here and scroll through everything. That's not fair to the other viewers. Samantha says, Nathan was looking forward to seeing you. So glad we're all here. All right. Okay, guys. Sorry about your luck. Oh, I told you. All right. Sorry, guy. I didn't want to do that. So Nathan says, I wouldn't miss it, Sam. All right. Gosh, I don't like doing that, guys. I don't like being cranky. I told you too with um the kids, it's like the only time that they start listening is when you're a bitch. And I don't like being that way. If everybody would just fall into place and be respectful and kind and on track, this I don't mind you guys socializing with each other, but it's supposed to be supportive. It's not supposed to be um, what? Yeah. So Calibri, thank you. Thank you for the support in that. So give me a thumbs up for being a bitch. Just kidding. But that's like the boundary. We have to have that so we can kind of control situations. This is not to, have a 12-year-old bantering session. And it is Samantha's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Guys, I can't hear you singing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sammy. Happy birthday to you. Are you one? Are you two? Kalibi says we're all here to be supportive of each other. We don't need trolls disguised as kids. Yeah, and I never know. There's a lot of trolls, and that's the thing that messes with our head, you know. Do we be kind? Do we, where they're, still learning, or is it a bunch of bullshit BS? And, um, all the scams that are out there. It's turning into a world where we can't trust anything. I've seen a lot of different, "Oh, somebody took away their like." Somebody got mad at me. "Oh, somebody wanna make that up for me? Who took away the like?" That's alright. Happy birthday to me. Nathan says, "Oh, I'm so sad." Okay. Alright. That's the thing. You take a boundary and take a stand, and people have to lash back. So that's all right. I'll be a big girl, but my goodness, sensitive, sensitive. I've noticed that too. Like, you say one thing. Oh, there you go. Thank you. uh, so yeah, but I didn't think you'd get that nitty either, JG. So you've been here. Just stay on track, and but don't fall into his little game either. So JG, stay on the straight and narrow, and I'll give you another chance. Okay. But you joined in with him, so don't do that. Nathan says that's why I don't say anything to anyone, but Sam can't deal with attitudes. Um, yeah, attitudes can drive you a little bit crazy. You feel that it's a lot of BS. And Samantha says, "Yes, we're all here to support and care for each other, not pick on each other. Show love, even if they're not being so lovely." Yep. And when it does get to a point, keep me on track too. Because Kalibi, you're right. And it does change how you guys enjoy this. If it's, I can read over it, but they started doing a little too much, so I had to decipher it before I said it. And so not only my reading time, but also my mind processing time. Little quick snippets I can read and process quick, but once a sentence or two, it's like, yeah, it's a delay that you guys don't need to go through. So I want to respect your time too. Um, but moving forward, Samantha has a bright future ahead of us. Uh, John says sometimes you have to do that, Cynthia. I know, and I don't like it. I don't like it. And I was talking about today unconditional love. Sometimes unconditional love actually kind of bites you in the butt. We were talking about the manipulation tactics that are out there. Uh, JG's saying, "John, what's up? What's up?" And Kalibi says, "With the infiltration of a troll, they turn around the path to negativity, which we don't need." And we're not going to do that. So, yeah, keep me on track. I'll do my best to do that too. And do you see how it changed? And do you see how somebody else gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. Um, that you're right. It happens like really quickly. And it was a bantering back and forth, just like that little boy and little girl, and people join in sometimes too that normally wouldn't. And that's why we got to be careful of the people that we hang out with because it can change us or cause us to join in. Sometimes we're trying to stick up for our person or feel pressured to that we might start lying or acting differently. And John says, "Hey, JG was working on my project and had a mechanical problem, so I'm taking a break from it." Yeah, just take a break. And Samantha says, "How's your day been, Nathan?" "Great, girl. Birthday girl." So he's acknowledging your birthday. Calibri says, "I recognize the baiting and the blame game. Typical narky moves." And it is. It is. I just want to be acknowledged as opposed to, "Hey guys, I see you're here." Uh, so John, what project? I'll let you tell him, John. But the manipulation tactics, how to get him. Oh, you you really appreciated the singing? Well, you're welcome. Not everybody appreciates my singing. I think the others joined in. You just couldn't hear it. And he thinks you're a woman. It's hard to see in the picture. It's really little. So gold. So it's hard to see it. It looks like kind of like one of those white shirts, like a collar with and it does look like long blonde hair. It's hard to see for me. I can't see the face. And that's not even you anyway. So is it? Isn't that like a movie star? So you're welcome for the song. And the more I see all these like dating advice and all that kind of crap, uh, what makes, I don't know. It's just it's kind of like being coy, I guess there is some of that, where the thrill of the chase. But what do we do when we get the person, when we are married, that people just expect things to always be unstable, you know? Um, if you think about it, like a house, if it's unstable, falling apart, there's always something to do, keeps you busy. But it'd be nice if you just enjoy the stability of the relationship. But when that happens, a lot of people don't know what to do when they're bored, that they stir things up, or become hypersensitive to certain things. A lot of it with a narcissist and an empathetic person, or sometimes even just anybody, is the interpretation of things. We're always going to interpret things from our perspective. And we had different kinds of childhoods. Even just our brothers and sisters had a different experience than we did, even in the same house. Even twins go through a different experience. One child might have gotten picked up first more, or, the clothes were a little cleaner because the other one was more rough and tumble or whatever. Samantha says he's a child. I thought you were female when I first saw you pick also. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I have, 2 twins who, have hair long past their waist, past their butt, and they are twins. It's a boy-girl twin. A very pretty ethnic face with, very, like a darker skin, so their eyes are nice and white against that dark skin, and you can see their long lashes, and with the long it's hard, they look so much alike. I don't It's hard telling which one's a boy, which one's a girl. That makes it hard at me. Um, but yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell who's male and female. That's where my point was. Um, Especially when it's not even your picture, so don't get offended. Nathan says, "Did you go out to dinner, Sam?" So, yeah, he threw a fit today. So, what else happened, and what was the fit over? Cynthia, how was my day? My day was exhausting. I woke up this morning, reset my alarm so many different times, showed up a little late to school, and in time for the kids, but it was a half day. Went took a super long nap, and then I showed up a little late to the live chat. And I know sometimes too they'll say, like narcissists don't care, they'll show up late. I have a problem sleeping through alarms. I've been doing pretty good this year, but that's not me blowing you guys off. That's it's kind of like a disability, I say, where um I really struggle sometimes uh with waking up. This year's been pretty good, but I took a nap. I took a long nap, and I'm still tired, so I'll probably go right back to bed after I see you guys. Because when I deal with the kids at school, when they're really good, it's uplifting, it's fun. When they're off task, it's draining. Um, Same with our narcissist. It can be draining. You're always thinking ahead. What if I do this? How are they going to react? And how do I handle it? How do I get them back on track? And um, you say something kind-hearted, and then it backfires, and so then you gotta mend that wound, and it's never ending. It's extremely exhausting. So I needed to sleep because they were. I told you yesterday, the fourth graders, they didn't get 1 minute of art because it was like a complete discussion, and they didn't get it. They didn't get it. A couple of them came up to me today and apologized for how they were acting, but I guarantee it's going to go right back to it next week when they come back for art. Same with our narcissist. It's just that childlike mentality, and I see it. I wish I the correlation is, yep. So Sam says, Nathan, I went and picked up some Pizza Hut. Oh, you forgot to invite me. That was my kid's request for a special birthday dinner. Aw. So, um, that sounds delicious. Pizza Hut was always fun to go. I don't know, there's like, what did they have? They had like video games or something special about it with that red and white checkered. So my day was, there's nothing wrong with my day. I'm just tired. It's also kind of dreary cold. John says, uh, I'm building a mechanical version of praying mantis, 4 legs, like a suit, and I've discovered one tension cord is an inch too short. If it's an inch too long, that's a lot easier to fix. Oh, good luck with that. Lily says your back it froze up. Well, Lily, thanks for coming back. And sorry it froze up. Yesterday I logged off real quick because I crossed my legs and hit all my wires. It just disengaged somehow my camera, and I think you can't get back. There's no way to get the camera back on once. I don't know, still learning this. Um, Somebody mentioned, I think it was JG, about StreamYard. Please tell me what StreamYard would do. JG, oh, JG, you're out of here. All right. Thanks for stopping in, though. Later, JG from Samantha. Nathan says, that's good, Sam. Sam says, when is your birthday, Nathan? Yeah, feel free to share with each other. Let each other know. Just remember, this is going to be recorded and worldwide, so people will see your birthdays, but that's okay. They can remember and celebrate. So it was a good day today. And uh, I'm glad you got back in, Lily. So we just definitely want to send lots of love out to Samantha because, and John saying goodbye to JG. So I'd like you guys to let me know if there's any other topics that you guys would like to talk about, because psychology is really interesting, on reverse psychology. And oh, somebody give me a thumbs up. Thank you for that. Um, because understanding human nature is really interesting. How we interact with each other, I talk about the different, somebody, oh, yay, thank you. Helps a lot with the algorithm. We get more people in here, deeper discussion. And I know Mare was having a hard time. She's been wanting to join us. So I don't know her. I think she was having a really hard time. But we can be more aware of when we're being manipulated because of all the sales techniques, the pressures, and some of it's blatant, some of it's hidden though. Kalibi says effective ways of avoiding the narc snares would be nice to do a study of. And you mean snares, not stairs, correctly? Because they can also give you the narc stare. So I just want to make sure you mean what and I think you do. But they definitely do have that stare. So I'm going to take a picture of that so I can remember it. Yeah, I um, love different topic requests. So there we go. I took a picture of it so I keep forgetting to put my notepad here. That's what I'm going to, I need to take a picture of that. Somebody write, put your notebook down. But yeah, there's all different things that a narcissist does. And it's so interesting that across the board, you will see repetitive behavior. All of us, we can start talking about how we reacted, the cognitive dissonance, the rumination, the confusion. The narcissists, they all have that gaslighting, the lies, all the different manipulation tactics. And we have either guilt or remorse for the things that we've done. A lot of the stuff we do is reactive, but what causes it? Why do we ruminate so much? And why does it get so off kilter? And a lot of it does relate to our childhood. And for years, I thought it was a bunch of BS. Like my childhood was pretty good. You guys know I'm a burn victim, had a lot of different physical injuries like broken bones and stitches and surgeries and things like that, which I thought were fine, But I also mentioned that when my mom was pregnant, she lost my twin in utero. And you wonder, the different stressors that the mom goes through, and even little things like I told you a silly little story about my mom tucking in the other brothers and sisters and forgot about me. And, I talked about micro injuries that we all go through. You know, was I like an unloved child? No, my mom thought I was asleep, but I took it as, and that day I knew I was loved, but um, micro injuries too. Uh, and we all have a need to be loved. And I gosh, I'm not quite ready to say we're doing a disservice to our children, but I think we're in for a rude awakening coming up. Um, I don't know. So Calibri says just this early or on a bait and trap was set by up by a suspect narc. If I didn't know what this guy was doing, I would have joined in his demented discussion. Yeah, and that's the thing. If before we knew about this, it might be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so funny," or "Screw you," coming back at them, or "Get a grip, you dummy," or whatever. Um, yeah, and that's why awareness is so important. You do have your self-aware narcissist; they can at least handle things a little bit better. But do they change? Do they change when that blood boils? It overpowers them. I think we have times too where it's like, I need an answer. Like, I can't stand it anymore. Just answer. We walk away. But things need to be handled. You know. Real Deal Prime. Hi, you can no longer protect your children. Welcome to the channel. From a narc family generational environment. As a father, there's their mental health is very important. How can a brain scan be issued on a partner brain activity? I don't think there's any court orders that you can put onto somebody. I don't believe so. It's still they have seen uh, brain imagery where the scan seems to be able to predict different mental illnesses, but I don't think it's all inclusive to where you can do that. Uh, are there any diagnoses from a mental health professional on your person? Y- you know, uh, Real deal. Um, I don't know if you're talking about protecting your kids and leaving your wife, or if you're saying grandma and grandpa are difficult. I can give you better advice if I knew it a little bit better. Issued on a partner. Um, is is the person still in the house? Are they still visiting with the children? Um, I don't know if you're going through a divorce or uh, I'm not sure if you reached out to me before. Somebody else had talked about the brain scan several months ago. Um, yeah, when we want to protect our person, there are, steps that you have to take. Unfortunately, you can't just say this person's this, give them a brain scan. They can be quite expensive. They have to be ordered by a doctor, not a judge. Um, the judge may possibly order either a psychological evaluation and leave it up to the psychologist, psychiatrist to maybe probably psychiatrist to order uh, a brain scan. I don't even think they do that on serial killers, you know. Maybe every now and then they might, just out of curiosity, or maybe they set it up to where person gets extra privileges if they do that. Um, but if they can definitely fool the untrained big time. And that's where it gets really hard. And it would be nice. Can I just get a brain scan? It would be nice if it comes out in the blood where they can take a blood test. So, yeah, she's a pro. That's going to make it even more difficult. And it sounds stupid. We talk about psychology. If she's beautiful, um, she's even got more of a chance of winning. Sometimes it's weird how it works. You know, tall men are listened to more, beautiful women are listened to more, and it's just so weird how the mind works. But even if you know she isn't the most beautiful or whatever, eyes in the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Narcissists know what they're doing. They know how to manipulate, and um, you know. Women can kinda utilize where it's more acceptable if we cry, so she can put on the tears, uh, and, you know, I think also too, like, I don't know, but definitely, document everything. I don't know how old the children are, but, you know, after a certain age, anywhere from like 12, 14, maybe 16, depending on where you are, if the children choose not to go to stay with mother, then, the police won't come bring them back. They'll leave it up to the child, but it varies because 'cause they've had children that run away and they don't bring them back to that in particular person, because they just feel the kid's just gonna keep running away and be safer at the parent that they wanna stay with. Um, but if there's any type of, physical, you can document that. If they're I don't know where you are in your thing, if you're going through a divorce right now, or about the only thing is the courts and any documentation you have, but does she have documentation too? And you're right, they can fool the untrained. That's why going to somebody with experience in narcissistic abuse makes such a difference. Just like us, we were kind of oblivious to like, oh, I thought we just weren't getting along, as opposed to, wait, this caused CPTSD. This caused me to go crazy, like crazy making and lose control of, this beautiful life we had before we met our person. Lots of previous experience. Real Deal says, I learned by experience. Sadistic and malignant makes it worse. But I have no degree, just firsthand experience. And that can open your eyes a lot. You see it firsthand. Um, I don't speak with emotion. Have you ever spoken with emotion? Yeah. And I wonder, did she need your emotions? Sometimes, you're like, I love you and things like that. So when you say you don't speak with emotion, is that after you guys broke up? Some people are less expressive with their emotions. Um, do you feel do you feel your emotions? And each and every one of us is different. So I'm just trying to get you to know you. This is definitely not judging, just trying to understand. Because it is important. Samantha says, hi to Real Deal. Today is Samantha's birthday. So glad you could join in on her little birthday party. So logic is smart. So we don't lash out at people without thinking. We think through things because there can be repercussions when we don't do that. But yeah, the narcissist loves our responses. And they love our responses, not necessarily to make the situation better. Samantha, what happened during the rage? What was that about, if you don't mind sharing? Because it was your birthday and you don't have to react, says real deal. Yeah, if you're dealing with a narcissist, if you react, a lot of times it can cause a narc injury, or it can be reactive abuse. So they're just going to attack again. You saw what was going on with JG and the 12-year-old, just the back and forth bantering, back and forth, as opposed to, hey, let's just, she asked us not to do it. Let's just chill. They do. They look for the reactive abuse because they were abused as children. um, or overinflated egos, and they're throwing a little fit. Uh, Real deal says, set the table when you don't respond to their games. Yeah, yep, I agree. Uh, and only thing they have is your reaction. Yeah, because they're not content and that's the way they feel cared about. That's the way they feel cared about. Um, Love is foreign to them. And it's hard because when we when we try to be stern or let's see, John says that's the key. Don't react to them. Yep, squash that fire. Squash that fire. And that's when they're going to back off, you know. And we have to allow ourselves to back off. To if they leave us, they leave us. Um to where we're always trying to fix things sometimes. And sometimes that can be a detriment to some of our relationships. Now, careful not letting people use you. Um, was it Lily who was talking about Steve or Richard Gannon? I watched something he said today. How you said he might be a narc, but he was talking about super empaths and how sometimes something about being a psychic. And I think what he was talking about is as far as being psychic, where we're like, I know they're coming back or something. I don't know where the psychic was. Um, but he said, what were his exact words? It was something like, that's uncomfortable to me. Us saying that we're too kind is uncomfortable. So he didn't like that statement. So is he a narcissist? He said, that was one little thing I'm like, is that normal to be too uncomfortable if somebody's kind? And I guess if people come on too strong, it can be creepy. Uh, Kalibi says it's good to practice being stoic, no emotional reaction. Don't feed them what they want, they'll go away. It is when you're dealing with a narcissist, but we, should be able to show emotion when we're dealing with a true person. So, yeah, Kalibi, if they're dealing with a narc, just okay. All right. That's how you feel. Okay. It doesn't mean I'm doing anything. Just, yeah, just be stoic. And they will go away. You're right. Um, Samantha says he was telling me how bad of a person I am compared to your friend. And when I said that's not true, he got all bent out of shape. Ugh, it was disgusting and mean. Yeah. And I have a feeling it's a female friend. It's probably him trying to get you to get her. I don't know. Like, jeez. It's weird. It's almost like he might be jealous of the time that you spend with her. So he's trying to get you jealous of her. It's weird how that goes. Trying to get that jealousy put off on someone else. He got all bent out of shape. It was so disgusting and mean. And that's hard. Like it's really not good to compare people. Uh, we can encourage people, but to compare can be tough. Real Deal says, what type of person or organization would you recommend survivors speak with? Don't want to talk to a lot of people, want to talk to the right people. I have to make decisions. Oh, I had talked about NAMI, NAMI. I don't know if you're in the United States. That is through Facebook. I know China, you got to go through a VPN to access. You got to be careful on that kind of stuff. But not that I think you're in China. I'm trying to. You're in the Real Deal. Um, but NAMI, NAMI, has some support groups. Are you looking for legal help? You might. As far as psychiatrists, you're going to want somebody who specializes in narcissistic abuse. I don't know. y- I know you have kids, but I don't know if there's a court order with the children involved. I don't know if it's physical abuse, emotional abuse only. I know you say it's generational. There's no order. And in California, California might be a little trickier. And I believe, are you a man? Uh, oh, Canada. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Uh, you okay? Yeah, I thought you were a male. And she's female, right? With and who have you guys separated already? I don't know Canadian law. I went to college in Canada for sign language. I did the rest of my university studies in the US. I do know you guys have different gun laws than us. Um, Canada, I like Canada. Uh, but I don't know enough about their laws. So if there's no court order, I just need to know you guys living in the same uh, household because in the United States, you are in Canada, but where I am, be careful that when I was going through my custody battle, if there's no, you had to leave, and the kids are with her because for your mental health. And what are you hoping for? To get the kids away from her? Uh, they're with her. Okay. Um, do you want custody of the kids or what are you hoping for? Yeah, a lot of yelling. Um, depends I think on the belittling. If she's like, "Get upstairs," as opposed to "Get your motherfucking ass up," or "I beat your ass." They might take that kind of stuff into consideration. I don't think they're just gonna do anything with yelling. Like I said, "Go to bed." I don't think they're gonna do anything on that. But, "You fat ass, get your ass up there," that might do something. You just need to speak to somebody. It's much deeper, okay? If it's anything sexual or, physical, you might wanna get the police involved. There are social workers if the kids are in school. You can, see what resources the schools have. I wish I knew Canadian law and resources. But if the kids are school age, definitely there are behavior specialists if your kids are either acting out or having a difficult time, um, needs a narc understanding. Yeah. And that's hard to find. That's hard to find. And it's hard when you're like asking people a behavior specialist or a school counselor, and be adamant. Like, I need somebody who understands the manipulation because they will manipulate you. And I need somebody who can see the full picture. You gotta be your best advocate. Um, so it can start there. So I'm glad that's not sexual. Uh, it's a thin mask. Okay, I know Dr. Ramani shares a a lot of views on narcissism. Also, Dr. Les Carter in YouTube. And if she has a thin mask, though, that mask falls, that's a little bit more transparent. So that is good. Some have such a thick mask, it's almost impossible. So she's probably going to be seen for who she is, if it's a very thin mask. But yeah, Kalibi, thank you for that. I've watched countless hours of Dr. Ramani. Is Dr. Les Carter the one that she does some like podcasts or collaborations with? Uh, I think I know who that is, but I know who she is. And yeah, a behavioral specialist, maybe even a school social worker might have a couple resources, and your school's going to know what can help. It took you almost 20 years to identify what you're dealing with. That's the thing, and I told you too, against the analytics in my YouTube, the ages. You don't have very many 18 to 35-year-olds. It's 35 on up, with most of them around 45 to 65, because it does. 35 to 55, somewhere in there. I gotta look at it again. But yeah, it takes like 20 years to figure out what the, and that's why a lot of these narcissistic relationships last so long. It's got that trauma bond. Also, people are like, is it my fault? Or he'll calm down, or she, you know. So Dr. Les Carter is great, says Samantha. He originates from Texas, Cleve says. Real deal, 20 years. I couldn't imagine 30 some. Um, yeah, trying to figure it out. Calibri, it's how good these masqueraders are. Some can be, some can be. And, some of it goes to us too, to where, we want to be the fixer, or we believe some of the lies, even when we had some of the uh, evidence in front of us. The pattern's going to repeat, we were too trusting. And because it's usually not a one-time thing with a narcissist. It's usually a cycle of abuse within that same relationship. They go through the love bombing and devaluation and discard, and it's like, whoa, the idealization, um, and it's whatever suits their needs. It's very unpredictable, and that's why it's intoxicating, and they need that chaos. They need to stir up chaos. That's how they feel loved. They just can't feel loved. They always need something exciting. And Kalibi, that's how I felt last year. Maybe help out in fixing the narc, but no, they don't change nor refuse to change. You're right. Real Deal says, I was on discard longer than the relationship. I can understand that. I don't mean to laugh. It's like an uncomfortable laugh where yeah, there are times that you're like, okay, yeah, the discard longer than the relationship. It's true. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes we don't even know what happened. We get ghosted, and it's like, they said I love you, so of course they're coming back. And or in that devaluation stage, Samantha's kind of going through that, where you know uh people can stick that out for years. They don't know their next move. They get in that fight, flight, or fawn. Do I fight for this relationship? Do I get stuck deer in the headlights, not knowing what to do? And I have to figure out. I'm sure I've seen Dr. Les Carter, but it's not ringing up. But I definitely know who Romney is. But yeah, real deal. That's my best advice: is contact the school. If it is um, physically or sexually abusive, contact the police department. And small kids, there's a better way of doing things. And narcs hate when there could be another way of doing things. Yeah. And does she work with you at all? Does she even let you see the kids? Because she could hold the kids against you. She could manipulate you, hold the kids to where you can't see them. So just be really calm with her. If she's like, "You were a piece of shit father," or something like that, you don't deserve to see the kids, then just say, "Look, the kids, it's statistically, what one thing about that is, um, they're more logical than emotional, even though they're not logical. But if you can present evidence, like, look, um, statistically, kids do better with the father, and the kids as pawns. That's hard. That's gonna mess the kids up too. Um, they're gonna feel like everything's their fault if that happens. So reassure them. Daddy loves you. I'm proud of you. If mommy and I have a disagreement, it's not your fault. She doesn't care. That's hard. Yeah. How is she with the kids though? Does she care about the kids? Like, Samantha says, devalued every day, pushing through the fog and cognitive dissonance. I'm so much better off than I was, thank God. Yeah, and I th- when we start realizing it's just not going to change, you know. Nathan says, "Hi, Samantha, sweetie." It's hard to be devalued every day because it sets us off because we know our value, and the more we hear, or um, even if it's like poetically, whatever, subconsciously, where we hear that we're not worth much. Eventually, that starts eating at our self-esteem, and we're gonna lash back. It's we're so uncomfortable because it's almost like we're living a different life to where we know our value, and we're not being appreciated. Uh, Real Deal says gives them an iPad. Mother sits on couch chatting on social media. If she has to get up, swearing, yelling, insults. Oh goodness. That's the other thing too. People are so into social media. Like I can be into it. I'm single. I don't have any kids at home. I just have my dog. Um, but yeah, if you got kids, it's sad how many kids are being neglected because people are showing off. And also like some of the jokes that people are doing on their family members. I don't know. That's the other thing I was saying. What are we doing to our generation? Uh, Nathan says, that's beautiful, Cynthia. Making this about Sam's birthday. That's beautiful. And it is about Sam's birthday. Sam says, hey, Nathan, my sweet. Um, yeah. Um, Gosh. The insults, you might be able to get something. I've made some videos on the different brain scans, but it's so it's like a science, but not always considered a true science. Um, Kalibi says narcs are known to not like kids and pets. There are some that do, uh, but you're right. There are definitely some, but they can like them. They can like them. They might be a more abusive if they do something wrong. If they poop or pee, they might, you know, uh, it like conditional, conditional kind of love. Um, and some just hate them. They could easily, uh, I've seen where they toss puppies into a, a lake or whatever to drown them because they don't want to deal with it. So, uh, Samantha says, "Oh, my twin sister and family online celebrated my birthday with you." Of course we did, because we love you. And you deserve to have your birthday celebrated. Kalibi says they might show it just a facade that they like kids and pets. It's an adornment to their existence. Good point. Good point. Good point. And sometimes it's the control. It's the control. Sit down and I'm putting you in a cage for the day. Or uh, it is all image. Yeah, sometimes they're used as, I have a full breed whatever animal. It can depend on their circle of friends. Everybody has dogs they're showing off, because they like to mirror things. But good point. Samantha says, if you know it, I know you are Nathan. Did you get my email I wrote for you? Oh, did you send it through me? Because if so, I'm slacking. So I don't know if you guys exchanged. Is there a way for you guys without going public to tag each other and communicate? That'd be nice. I don't mind if you do that. Um, but I'm gonna send you guys lots of love. I'm not feeling the best, I think. I'm kind of wondering if I'm starting to get sick, and that's why I was sleeping so much. Oh, you just dropped it on the chat here. Okay, I didn't see it. So I'm gonna log off. I got a couple things to do, and I don't know. I'm just not feeling too good. Okay, yeah, go ahead. So lots of love to you guys, Samantha. This will stay open for a few minutes, and happy birthday, Sam. Lots of love. I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Do you want to do a later one tomorrow, like 9 p.m. or something, Eastern Standard Time? Real deal. I wish you lots of luck, everybody. Thanks for being here, and You guys are welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for those thumbs up. And real deal, I wish you a lot of luck. Sam too, going through a lot, and all of us in the healing process. So survivors, thanks so much. See you next time. Have a good night. Bye.